Time for a spot of business news now with Cole Stangler. Cole, starting with a look at the high-stakes trial for Apple set to start today in California. It's facing off against video game maker Epic Games.
Yeah, that's right. You've been called one of the most important trials in Apple's history, with the game maker accusing the tech giant of violating antitrust law. The maker of popular game Fortnite says the fees charged by Apple on its App Store are exorbitant and unfair. It's called the 30% charge to developers, quote, the Apple tax. Epic Games has also welcomed the spotlight accompanying its lawsuit last year with video parodies you can see here of Apple's famous 1984 ad. Epic sparked the case last year after it created its own in-app payment system, resulting in Apple removing it from the App Store. Apple, for its part, said it does not have a monopoly. It says iPhones are just one way to reach consumers, and that its fees are standard in the industry. The trial is expected to conclude by the end of the month.
Okay, so explain it to me a bit more, Cole. Why does this case matter?
Well, it comes amid growing political and regulatory pressure against Apple, more precisely over allegations that the company is engaging in anti-competitive behavior. Epic is expected to argue just that the company is abusing its power to stifle competition. Many observers say Apple's in a strong position legally, but a negative ruling could mean disruptions to the business model of the App Store, which rakes in anywhere from $15 to $18 billion a year. The judge in this case already set to hear two other cases involving the App Store. Either way, Apple's practices look set to remain under scrutiny, and not just in the U.S. Eve. Just last week, the European Commission, we saw leveled antitrust charges against the tech giant after complaint. In this case, brought by Spotify, the EU Commission said, quote, it distorted competition in the music streaming market. That's paving the way for possible fines.
Start of the week, Cole. How are the markets faring?
So the CAC 40 and the DAX in Frankfurt, the CAC 40 up around 0.25% and the DAX around 0.4% there. We have markets, you can see they're closed in London due to the Labor Day holiday coming into Monday. Markets also closed in China and Japan for holiday. A slow day, though, on the Kospi and the Hang Seng over in Hong Kong, down 1.5% there. Hong Kong also slated to release first quarter growth figures later this morning. Those expected to show the first growth there since 2019. Now moving to the wild world of cryptocurrencies, where a rival to Bitcoin has crossed a symbolic threshold. Ethereum, now valued at over $3,000 per unit. That's the second largest cryptocurrency, actually, to Bitcoin, up more than 300% on the year so far.
And finally, Cole, the U.S. Treasury Secretary defending U.S. President Joe Biden's ambitious spending plans.
Yeah, Janet Yellen also calling on Congress to fund those plans that are worth a combined $4.1 trillion through higher taxes. She also addressed concerns over inflation in an interview, saying she doesn't expect Biden's investment plans to drive up price levels. Spending won't hit all at once, she says, but will be phased in over 8 to 10 years.
So the boost to demand is moderate, and the Federal Reserve has the tools to address inflation should it arise. We will monitor that very carefully. We're proposing that the spending be paid for. And I don't believe that inflation will be an issue, but if it becomes an issue, we have tools to address it. These are historic investments that we need to make our economy productive and fair.
Okay, Cole, thanks a lot for that business update. Time now for